Straight ahead on CTV News, a stormy night in the DMV.
Cleanup is underway in the Woodmore community from yesterday's storm damage. I'm Katara Jones. I'll have everything you need to know coming up on CTV News.
The Washington region cleans up from a big storm. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Hot and humid conditions sparked severe thunderstorms across the region. Strong winds, heavy rain, as well as thunder and lightning bombarded the area late yesterday. Now, downed trees caused damage, leaving many residents without power. Crews were repairing lines this morning along Route 193 and Lotsford Road. More than 330 emergency calls were placed in Prince George's, mostly in hard-hit College Park and Berwyn Heights. We have team coverage tonight from Byron Scott and Katira Jones. We begin with Byron in College Park.
I'm Byron Scott in College Park, where skies today were bright and blue.
It was instant. It was quick.
This was not the case last night when lifeguard Isaiah Thompson was on duty.
As I was testing the water, I looked up in the sky. It was green. There was just a big rush of wind. It kind of looked like a tornado was hitting the scene. Chairs were flying everywhere.
In a word, College Park was a mess. Trees were torn from the ground, roots and all. Some appeared to have been sliced from the sidewalk. Entire streets were tangled with trees. Paul Brown's parents live on Lakeland Drive.
I came right after because I couldn't get them on the phone. Their phone lines are down, their power lines are down, it's hanging in the yard, and their roof blew up, a roof that they put on last year. So the bedroom ceiling fell in.
At a polling location, a generator was brought in to restore power to the ballot box.
The skies opened up, and the hail started coming down, and the rain started coming down, and about 8 minutes later, we started getting the flashing of the lights, and the power went out.
On one street, campaign signs appeared to have weathered the storm better than many trees. What did you think?
Thought, man, College Park got slammed because the traffic lights were out. I'm seeing huge tree roots that had been uplifted. I was amazed at how damaged it was out here.
Many of the businesses that remain shut down today due to power outages are on a stretch of highway, Route 1 in College Park, including this gas station, University Gas, to go.
Basically, it's Mother Nature. What are you going to do? You have to survive with what you got.
Paul Chong was at his filling station last night when the storm drained his electricity.
Well, the lights went out, a lot of thunders, a lot of wind, and then a lot of tree came down on it. So.
At the University of Maryland College Park, most operations were canceled due to lack of power. This is Eric Marks.
I'm just seeing everything out of power. I actually was even surprised. I just went to the ATM, no power.
I'm outside of a home on the 12,000 block of Shady Stone Terrace. Alvin Harris is the homeowner here, and he says yesterday's storm caused significant damage to his property. If you can pan over here, you can see that there is a tree limb on the ground here on Alvin Harris's property. He says yesterday's storm caused major damage to his backyard. And if you can pan even further, you can see a gazebo that is completely destroyed by yesterday's storm.
Look out the window, I saw this gust of wind, rain. It was very heavy, it came through.
Tuesday's storm ripped through the entire Woodmore South neighborhood last night. Homeowner Alvin Harris is now tasked at cleaning up what the storm left behind.
After it passed, I came outside. I saw hail on the deck and saw the trees had lain over. A couple of trees broke. It broke the gazebo, damaged a lot of the property.
Craig Nixon, who also lives in the neighborhood, says the storm came in fast.
The skies got gray, lightning, thunder, boom, boom, and it just barreled right over top of us. Snapped those trees like toothpicks. As you can see right here, there's one laying down in my yard here. I just got a guy to estimate to come take it up for me. I got 2 trees down on the side of my house, but thank God, no damage on the inside of the house. I got a little bit of roof damage, but it seems like the storm kind of like went right through this area because it's damage all the way back to the side and all on the sides over here too.
Despite the damage here on this property, the homeowner says he's just grateful that he and his family are okay. Katara Jones, CTV News.
In politics tonight, the U.S. House panel investigating Donald Trump's attempts to overthrow the 2020 presidential election results described the extraordinary influence the president had over a mob that violently attacked the U.S. Capitol. The 3-hour session touched on Trump's social media influence and a militia group's desire for the former president to invoke the Insurrection Act. Representative Jamie Raskin was one of the committee's members who led questioning yesterday. This morning, he updated Montgomery County officials about the hearing.
The second ring of activity consisted of the domestic violent extremist groups, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, the 3%ers, the militia groups, First Amendment, Praetorian, a bunch of the groups that you may have seen yesterday in our hearing. And they were planning to come and storm the Capitol. And I should say that there were more than 50 Montgomery County police officers, and as you were saying, Mark, a lot of first responders who came and participated and fought bravely and worked to save people and to minister to people who are suffering from wounds, because it was like medieval combat out there for more than 5 hours.
Raskin says it was the first time in American history that a president had summoned a crowd to block the peaceful transfer of power. And for the first time, the January 6th committee has revealed that Maryland Representative Andy Harris was present at a December 21st White House meeting, one of 10 members of Congress. In the meeting, former President Trump and other senior officials allegedly discussed a plan to encourage members of the public to fight on January 6th to overturn election results. Harris's opponent, Democrat Heather Mazier, is calling on him to publicly explain his presence during the White House meeting and to tell District 1 voters whether he was ever involved in pardon discussions. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Coming up, honoring a civil rights icon on Capitol Hill. Stay with us.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Noah. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Welcome back. Well, here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. The Maryland Department of Health has confirmed 1,780 new cases. The county's positivity rate is just under 13%. 9 Marylanders have died over the past 24 hours and 548 people are hospitalized. And 6 Prince George's residents are among 9 defendants facing federal charges in relation to COVID-19 unemployment fraud. The individuals allegedly stole over $1.6 million during the pandemic. And according to the indictment, the defendants conspired to obtain the birth dates, social security numbers, and other personal information of dozens of people. With that information, the defendants submitted more than 200 fraudulent insurance claims to the Maryland and California Departments of Labor. If convicted, they face a maximum sentence of 30 years in federal prison. Well, an iconic African-American leader is now recognized on Capitol Hill. For the first time, a statue of a Black American is featured in the National Statuary Hall. The statue of Mary McLeod Bethune, a civil rights activist, presidential advisor, and founder of Bethune-Cookman University, was unveiled this morning.
People of the state of Florida have sent the great educator and civil rights leader, Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, to represent our dynamic and diverse state, the first to be represented by a Black American in National Statuary Hall.
The Bethune statue represents Florida and replaces the bust of Confederate General Edmund Kirby Smith. Bethune died in 1955. Montgomery County lawmakers introduced a bill limiting who can carry guns in public places. The measure seeks to prohibit people from having guns within 100 yards of a public assembly location. Exceptions would be made for police, security guards, and business owners. The bill comes on the heels of Governor Hogan's announcement that Maryland would follow a recent U.S. Supreme Court decision on a New York case. In that case, the High Court overturned a requirement that an applicant must show proper cause to obtain a firearm license. Well, the House committee investigating the Washington Commanders has agreed to accept Dan Snyder's offer to appear remotely July 28th if Snyder agrees to provide a full and complete testimony. Snyder's attorney stated that he would only appear if his concerns about due process could be resolved. Snyder's ownership practices have been under investigation over the last few years. Still to come, we will check in with your pet of the week. Stay tuned.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. I love you. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, 100 Black Men Incorporated, the nation's largest African-American-led mentoring organization, is hosting a celebrity golf tournament. The Prince George's chapter's second annual golf event will take place on Monday at the Woodmore Country Club. The county chapter started in 2009 with the mission to impact youth through financial literacy, health and wellness, education, and mentoring. Although this particular event takes place here, the chapter chairman says the organization has a national impact.
The 100 Black Men is a great organization. It's not just local, it's national. It's the biggest mentoring organization in the world for minorities between 8 and 18 boys and girls. We probably have over 10,000 mentees. We have over 5,000 mentors. We're growing every week. So the people that are supporting this event with our chairman, Tom and Deutsch, is a great event for HBCUs. Bowie State will be there. UMES will be there. People from Howard University. It's just a great connection with the game of golf coming out for a great day party. Last year, we had Kevin Durant's mom was out there playing.
The star-studded networking event will host celebrities like Dikembe Mutombo and Dominique Wilkins. If you or someone you know would like to attend the event, visit 100blackmen.org. Well, leading critics of Maryland's plan to build toll lanes along the Capitol Beltway and I-270 accuse the State Department of Transportation of scientific fraud in a key report. According to Maryland Matters, the critics say unexplained changes in forecasted travel times make the project appear more attractive to the public and the federal government. Now, the Maryland Transportation Opportunities Coalition says its analysis of newly released data uncovered numerous anomalies, and it's urging the feds to commission a review to rule out scientific fraud. Maryland beefs up Chesapeake Bay Restoration efforts to meet a looming 2025 federal deadline. Surrounding jurisdictions must meet the goal in the next few years under a lawsuit settlement to implement policies and practices that improve the health of the bay. Decades of pollution have spawned algae blooms, leading to low oxygen dead zones harmful to aquatic life. In response, Governor Hogan has announced nearly $19 million in awards for 22 bay restoration projects. The projects include stream restorations, rain gardens, and storm pond retrofits. Well, here she is. This little cutie is your pet of the week. She's a 2-year-old domestic short-hair brown tabby, and she's looking for a loving home. She's a sweet girl who loves attention and is quite curious. She is waiting for a family to adopt her along with other furry friends at the animal shelter. If you're interested in adopting her, please call 301-780-7201 for more information. And now let's get a quick check of our weather forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy with lows near 70. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high around 89. Friday, mostly sunny, a slight chance of showers, highs near 85. And Saturday, partly sunny with a chance of thunderstorms, highs around 84. And for your community calendar tonight, if you are a fan of horses, the Black-Eyed Susan Horse Show is for you. The series is known for having the best hunter-jumper shows in Maryland. There's a 2-day show this weekend from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It will be held at the Showplace Arena in Upper Marlboro. The event is free for spectators. For more information, visit besthorseshows.com. And that wraps up our CTV News Update. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great night.